Alright guys, how's it going? Awesome Soul here, and I am back for the second podcast. I have decided to make this a usual thing. I am joined by Verdant Dragon
What's going on, guys?
and the Curry Ninja.
Hello.
So like the last podcast, this is the stream highlights from the second stream. And, well, the first one was for the first stream, but this is the second stream. Anyways, I have been sitting for about 3 hours taking my own notes of the stream because nobody actually wrote them down like last time, unfortunately. So I guess we'll go into it. So this one had one of the level designers, so as such you're going to be getting a few peeks into how the level design is going to happen. So first things first, let me just make sure I got the right thing here. Yep. Okay, just going through my notes. Anyways. So the very first thing that was asked was lava maps and water maps. Are they coming? He sort of smiled and gave no comment on that one. But that's more so directed at the water maps. What do you guys think of water maps?
Well, personally, I think it's a really interesting idea, but as like if I think like the concept should be taken into consideration, but in terms of like focusing some attention or any attention at all in the designs of water maps, um, I think the devs need to focus on like fixing all the bug issues with like the physics engines and everything before they can even consider delving into naval warfare or water combat at the
Yeah.
very least.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, they would need some kind of movement part to actually interact with the water.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's a huge leap. I mean, from land to air to now water, it's like a whole different you could say whole different area of warfare that requires like new parts and new tactics and everything and new balancing. We haven't even fixed the current issues.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And
Jumping.
go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say it's like jumping the shark if you go into naval warfare right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My take on it is if it's just gonna be boats, that would I don't know. If it's just gonna be boats, that would be kind of interesting. But if there was like submarines and stuff, that's like a whole nother field because you're completely engulfed by the water, moving all of it. It would I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I definitely do want boats, like, on the surface and submarines underneath.
Yeah.
But it might have to be, like, a really large scale map with,
Oh yeah.
instead of 7 per team, 14 per team, and have a lot more
Yeah.
variation there. So, like, the water
Another
guys
issue.
could do something there, the sky guys could do something, and the ground guys could do something. And they would have to work together.
The ground guys on the bottom of the ocean just blub blub driving
Yeah.
around.
Wouldn't
Yeah.
optimization be another issue with this? Like, if you're gonna make the map larger, like how much cover are you gonna put out there in the open, like in the sea? Like how will like the waves interact with your vehicle?
Yeah,
And not to mention your shots as well.
that
I
is
mean,
a
that's
good
true.
question. But
Like
a
what kind of
lot of what we're
weapons?
talking about is kind of covered, sort of,
Oh yeah.
later on.
A Tesla harpoon cannon.
Oh god, that would be kind of cool.
That'd be amazing.
Yes.
Oh,
So, oh, no, go
oh,
ahead.
I was gonna say amphibious vehicles. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to see something if they do something like that. I want to see something like a submarine with harpoons that can drag a ship underneath the surface.
Yeah, that would be
Oh
really cool.
That'd be awesome.
And they kind of do want to have some sort of way of moving bots around, but that's a point they're going to be talking about a little later. So next up, something that we thought was going to happen isn't quite going to happen, at least the way we thought originally. So everyone was saying that, oh, the lava map is the one that's coming up next. But it's actually going to be another ice map. Followed by the lava map.
These guys really love their ice.
Yeah. Well, what they were saying is they have 3 Mars maps. So what they want to do is have 3 ice maps.
Oh, so maybe that'll mean 3 lava maps as well.
Possibly. But something that is really cool, or, well, could be really cool, potentially, is when describing the map, they said it is, quote, unique compared to everything else, and will, quote, will be interesting for flyers and snipers.
Oh, are we talking about the ice or the lava?
Ice.
The ice map, the new map that's coming out next.
I thought it would be lava, but
Yeah, they wanted to keep it in 3s.
Yeah,
so
it's
far.
going to be the ice map, which was the unique compared to everything else thing that I was talking about. So it's going to be the ice map, and then followed by a lava map.
when you said it'll be interesting for snipers and flyers, I was kind of picturing like a snowstorm blowing across the ice map, sort of.
That's
like
exactly
maybe
what I pictured too.
yeah.
Oh,
But then again,
well,
wouldn't it affect ground units as well? I have a feeling.
well,
Yeah.
it would reduce visibility. But what
But
I was
mostly-
thinking of like is an ice cave. Like it's ice. Like what's popping into my mind is Ice Age. I don't know. Something like that.
Yeah, throughout the stream they go back to talking about this map every now and then. So we'll
They seem really excited about it then.
yeah,
Yeah.
it does sound really cool. So the hub and
Hopefully-
the pit are still being worked on, but there's no ETA, so don't worry. They are actually being worked on. It's not like they've been put aside.
I think a lot of us can wait for the hub and the pit. Right now, we just need to fix the battle mode.
Yeah.
With the tower placements and everything. I feel like a lot of people
Exactly.
are.
Tower locations are going to be fixed to better locations.
Thank God.
Yes, that was the next point. Are you a mind reader?
Maybe I might be clairvoyant.
He just has a camera like hidden somewhere in your room, and he's just watching the paper.
Oh god.
Oh yes, I'm part of the NSA. We're now
Casually
spying on
hides paper.
Canada.
Casually hot paper.
Yes. So clans are very high up on their list of things to do. That's
Yay.
going to be awesome. I
Yeah.
cannot wait.
So I'm guessing
Very
Puppet
good.
might take over our clan.
Puppet has not been here for a while.
Well, he is back. He had some issues, but
Yeah.
they're all
He's
cleared up.
coming back.
Yeah, he started his new job and stuff is happening, and he should be streaming soon.
Yes. So people who watch the Puppet look forward to that.
Yeah.
Okay, so underground maps. They have plans, and they said it's a very real possibility.
Yeah, it's underground maps. The first thing that pops into my head is like a plethora of like possibilities that can come from it. Like, for example, players have been like recently bringing back up the topics of bringing back night maps or darker maps, and I feel like with underground maps, you can have like maybe protonium crystals jutting from the ceilings, giving off a little faint illumination. So
cool.
headlamps aren't really like a necessity, but having them could be beneficial because say, um, I'm just gonna take a shot in the dark here and say FreeJam implements a night vision mode into your robot or something, and you can turn that on whenever you like. So let's say night vision is quite crucial because even though the crystals are giving off a little bit of light, the night visions will help you to shoot at long ranges and see and spot your enemies at long ranges. And now with the headlamps, you can now blind the people that are using the night visions, and you will force them to like maybe turn it off or do something like that. I don't know.
That would be really cool. But yeah, for an
Yeah.
underground map, like a protonium mining facility would be perfect.
Oh, that's very.
Yeah, and like veins of protonium would provide light, and then like the big mining cranes or something could also have lights on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be perfect. Anything to add, Verdant?
Yeah.
Not really. I feel like Curry took the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah,
But yeah, but oh yeah, I forgot to mention. What about flyers? Would it be like
um, the person that asked the question asked if there's going to be a big cavernous underground map. So I assume there's going to be huge caverns, like multiple sections of the cavern as well.
oh okay. I
Which,
don't know. I just can't imagine seeing planes flying through it. I mean, yeah, I would imagine like there would be a lot of covers if it's like a plutonium mining facility or something. A lot more than the ones on Mars, for example.
Yeah.
yeah,
Might be a might be a lot harder for the planes to maneuver without crashing into like say a mining facility, for example, or a cliffside.
yeah. And if they did do that, they would have to fix Walker's ability to climb on ceilings. Because as soon as they get upside down, their controls get reversed, and it's incredibly hard. It's also really hard to actually zoom in, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or to see
And
what you're doing without zooming in, rather.
I really hope they make like the walls smooth and not like too bumpy for the walkers because if you take a look around the Mars map, if you wall climb it, like it's really bumpy just trying to walk across the side of the maps.
Yeah.
I don't know why FreeJam did that. I honestly think that walkers are already as unreliable as they are now. I don't think they should be. I think they should fix the map and make it a little bit smoother so, you know,
Yeah, that's actually
we
something that's touched on a little bit later.
Uh, hmm.
I am a
I
mind reader.
Yes. Oh, Verdant, you wanted to say something?
Yeah. I feel like they should do just for like an example. If you guys have played Grand Theft Auto 5, the way that they have like planes in there is when you turn upside down, the camera turns upside down with you. They should have the camera follow you when you're in Robocraft, so you can climb up the walls fine and actually be able to see and not have it like clip into the mountain or
Oh,
if you
yeah.
flip upside down, it would
Oh.
probably bug out a little bit. They'd have to do some tweaking.
That would be really good. Yeah, but like
Yeah.
as long as your legs have contact with the ground, because say if you're like a walker flyer hybrid, you would need to be able to pull off barrel rolls without like throwing up because of the camera.
Mhm.
I don't know. Uh, but yeah. Moving on. Deployable terrain or destroyable terrain rather is a definite no. It's not a core mechanic, and maybe small things like cover, but there's no plans at all for that. And I'm
Oh, that
perfectly
was.
fine with that.
Yeah.
I kind of like. I don't know if you guys saw the video. Like, I did a discussion about urban warfare before and like implementing
Yeah, I
destruction
saw
into
that.
urban warfare. Yeah, I was kind of hoping they would. I don't know, like consider like combining urban warfare with destruction, but I guess there might be issues with like coding and optimization again, like before. And
Yeah.
you know, I guess it has to be just like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, jumping to what Awesome accidentally said, deployable terrain. That would be amazing. Like deploy like a bridge that you couldn't normally have a bridge there. That would be kind of interesting.
Mm, it could.
It
Might be
would be
situational
interesting.
though.
Yeah.
Like
Might
deployable
be.
cover as well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Later on
that's
in the
been
stream, they talked about things like maps that would evolve. So, like, say you capture a point and then a bridge would extend or destend or,
Ooh,
something like that. There's
that'd be
no
awesome.
does
plans for anything like that. They just got a
thought
suggestion
about
from
it.
someone and thought it was cool. Yeah,
But yeah, I think we're
something.
done with this.
Pardon?
I say. Oh, I was gonna say, are we done with this topic?
Yeah. Unless anyone has anything to add.
Nope.
Okay. So, next they talk about increasing the max level and therefore the max CPU. Currently, they need to optimize a few things, but they are definitely looking into it, and at this point, it is a plan. They do plan on increasing the max CPU for normal bots, that is. And I guess by extension, megabots too, because the mega seat multiplies it by 5. So that'd be kind of interesting.
Yeah.
brick tanks getting tankier. That's all I can say about that.
Oh,
Yeah.
But then again, you also have all of that to work with for electroplate bots getting, well,
more
beefier as well.
electroplated.
Incredible redundancy for things like legs. You know, it
Yeah.
goes all the way for every single bot. It's not just a buff to one bot.
Yeah, but maybe the buff favors that one bot more than the others, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So that could be an issue. I don't know. Like, did they specify how much they're planning to increase the CPU?
No, not yet. It's gonna be a long ways off. Well, not a
I
long
see.
ways off, but just not anytime soon, because they have to optimize things. Um, so yeah. Anything else to add?
Not really.
Yeah, I guess that kind of covers that. Anyways, flyer only maps were brought up, and
Yes,
that's a
definitely.
definite no.
Oh,
Oh,
what?
Yeah,
Oh,
it would just cause more issues for the matchmaking, I bet. It
yeah,
already
exactly.
has issues like our scouting match.
Yeah, because
I
if
saw
you
that.
had something like this, all the flyers would be pushed into this map, and no other maps would get very many flyers.
Yeah.
Bit of a shame though. I don't know. I couldn't really find a solution to the problem of like what you guys brought up, and I was hoping FreeJam would, like, I don't know, pull out some magical solution to fix all that, but apparently I guess they can't think of a solution either.
Yeah, I guess not.
I I was just thinking it would be if they did it kind of in like a lazy way where they were like, "All right, so keep the matchmaking the same and just have this new map where only flyers can do it." And what would happen is you would queue up and all the flyers would be pushed to that map and everyone else would either be pushed to another map or kicked out of their queue saying, "Sorry, you couldn't join this because you can't be on this map."
Stupid ground peasants. Go back to
Yeah.
that level.
That would be so annoying. I'd hate every moment of that. I'd be
Yeah.
like, I'm done.
So yeah, going back to the new map that's being worked on, which again is the ice map, rather the third ice map. They said that they're planning it around every movement type because like the old maps were done when only hovers, wheels, and wings were in the game. So they said that there's going to be something interesting for every movement type on this new map. So there's something for everyone here in terms of getting around or taking advantage of certain things.
So jumping into that a little bit, Mark read someone's comment in the stream and asked if they were planning on doing anything like secret tunnels where only small bots could do it. Like if your bot met certain requirements, it could do something special to
Yeah.
either get to a certain place or, do something like that. And they tossed around that idea and they're like, we don't really know. Just we might look into it.
I
But
think it might.
that would be pretty interesting.
I think that'd be something pretty cool. Add some variations into people's build and everything.
Yeah.
Though I question like how many people will actually build small bots just to, use that one little hole. I mean, you don't even get to choose as of currently. You don't get to choose what maps you go into, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
that could be an issue.
They're also saying that the new map has a lot of places for flyers to take cover, and there's going to be a lot
Ooh.
of height changes on the map, like
I'm guessing
high
a lot of
peaks
cliffs
and then
then.
low points as well.
I'm seeing high cliffs and canyons because that's usually what I would use when I'm getting shot up pretty badly. I would go low and just use the cliff to hide behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm seeing like a really big, tall mountain, possibly either in the center or at one of the back sides, with like a glacier kind of in the middle, like falling off of the mountain. And then you've got like those wind kind of like blowing snow effect that there is on one of the maps. I forget which one. Yeah, like coming off the mountain. That would be kind of cool. Although I think for
The
more cover, it would be best if the mountain was in the middle of the map.
yeah.
Yeah.
The first image that popped into my mind was the Tharsis Rift map, but ice and snow. Like in
Possibly.
instead of the rift just being like a straight cliff drop, have it like overhang like ice overhang. That might be interesting.
That would be cool, actually.
Yeah, and
But
going
yeah,
back to what we said before, the old maps weren't designed with these new things in mind, especially walkers, but the new maps will. So walkers are going to have an easier time getting around.
that's good to
Because,
hear.
yeah, definitely.
No, hopefully people like FreeJam will get the map right. Like, I wouldn't say the first time, but like quickly, so they'll be able to adjust it like fast enough where people will be happy with the map and they can focus on fixing the old maps. Hopefully.
Yeah. There is no ETA on the new maps, though. However, they did say that the new map is going to be around the same size.
Yeah. And that they had just started working on it recently.
Yeah.
So it's probably a little bit later from now.
Yeah. Trees and foliage are originally, like early in the stream, they said it's not planned, it's a big investment. But later on, they elaborated in saying that they do really like the idea, mostly because it breaks up the fact that they have Mars, which is like a desert. Um, one of the moons of
That's good.
Neptune, I think, is where the ice takes place.
Moon of Neptune.
That's ice. And then a lava map. So it's all rocky and dead and barren. So something actually alive would be nice. But again, it's going to be a pretty big investment because they don't
Yeah.
have anything like this in the game at all.
New
So
new models and everything.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Texturing.
Minecraft robots anyone? Robocraft Minecraft anyone? Go like
Square,
around in a bot and
square
start punching trees.
Oh no.
That would be the
Jeez, I can
lazy
imagine
way.
that mod.
Hmm.
Be pretty. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to make of that.
Yeah, I don't know. Other than the
Yeah,
fact that, yeah, I'm all for it, but I understand that we're not going to be seeing that anytime soon.
I'd
yeah.
just be confused.
Yeah. So there are going to be more companies like Carbon 6, and they're each going to have their own separate style. Like Carbon is black and gray, or not black and gray, but black and
Black and
orange.
orange.
Yeah.
Orange. Mhm.
And there's going to be multiple companies like that. They didn't elaborate on that, but yeah, that's definitely something that's pretty cool.
As long as there's something to accommodate my hollow cubes, I will be happy.
Yes.
That would be amazing. Like a plutonium something, plutonium thing company.
Oh, protonium faded cubes.
Oh yeah. Like the I really like the original pearl design they had on the uncaptured cubes. Maybe they could bring that and orient that texture into a cube.
That would be nice.
Yeah, because I really liked that texture. It
I
just
kind of
looked so
wish
good.
like I don't know if this is going to be on topic or not, but like they did FreeJam did say that they weren't planning to have painted cubes and something like that. So um I would take that as like, micromanaging like how much you want to customize your cubes, or rather macromanaging, or I guess a bit about that. Anyways, is like I guess the customization might be dumbed down a bit per se.
Yeah, kind of.
I
I
mean,
see
like,
why they don't want to add painting to the game. That's perfectly fine. It does kind of suck though, considering I did a full video on, a painting system possibility. Oh
I
well.
was kind of thinking about camo cubes or something like that.
Yeah,
Like you can just get like a paintbrush and like spread camo all over your cubes as much as you want and change like how it looks. That'd be pretty cool. It
Yeah,
would
they're
have been
adding
anyway.
decals. We actually discussed this in the last podcast. They're putting decals into the game, and possibly that could mean some sort of camo texture. That'd be pretty cool.
Oh,
Yeah, and I think that they would be doing stuff for like clans, like your clan logo. And we went into a long talk about that. How people would do stupid stuff and etc.
Yeah. The problem with leavers, like people leaving the game early, is very important to them, so they're going to be prioritizing that. Well, among other things, but it's one of their main priorities at the moment.
I
I
can see why.
swear, yeah, I swear they said something though about how if you left the game too early, you would be unable to join another match until that match finished, the one that you were previously in.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
I find that really stupid. Like, what if you're going up like what Obelisk said to me? What if you're going up like against Invictus Rex and you just want to leave because it's pointless? You'd
That
still be completely locked
I
out.
that doesn't happen that often. And plus, like,
uh,
Still,
stay in the game, get your money, and you're good to go. You're certainly gonna get a challenge, that's for sure.
yeah.
definitely gonna get your ass whooped.
Yeah.
That's not fun either.
I
Yeah.
guess, yeah.
I don't know.
So, going back to the map again, clouds for sky cover. Haynes was asked this, the map dev, and basically he smiled and didn't answer the question. So take that as you will.
I feel like that's something like you just read my mind.
Nothing more needs to be said.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe not for this map, but for future maps, that'd be kind of cool. We'll see.
Oh wow, that's something I haven't noticed. I looked outside the garage in Robocraft and Mars has a big gray splotch on it.
Huh.
Yeah. Oh,
Interesting. Anyways,
This is just like right after the new arrow rods update, so we're still discovering things as well.
okay.
oh
Does it
yeah.
look like
What?
a glitch?
It doesn't look no, it looks like it's a texture built onto Mars. It's weird.
Huh. Interesting. Maybe secret facility, perhaps?
No, like it's a massive gray splotch like covering a large section of Mars. I don't know. You
Is
might
it
have to
like?
see it when you log
Is it
in.
like a
I'll have to
giant
see.
gray blotch of squareness or something?
No, it's like they sat there with a brush and did it where it looked like it should be there.
Huh.
Oh.
I don't
Interesting.
know. I've never seen this before, so it caught my eye.
Yeah, I've never seen anything like that. Anyways, um, so they're going to be playing around with darkness in the future. I guess that goes into the cave map and that sort of thing. Um,
You got
barriers. You know
anything?
how towers were going to have barriers?
Yeah, the fusion, like
Uh,
mini fusion shield barriers.
Yeah. So currently they're on quote freeze at the moment, but other things to make towers more useful are planned, but there's no announcements yet. So yeah, I'm all for that. Making towers a bit more interesting rather than shoot them and defend them.
Yeah.
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 I never really liked. I never really liked the was it when you shoot the tower? It's not like really that exciting. I mean, if enemies are rushing you, then yeah, you feel a bit more. You feel a bit more inclined to like, hey, I gotta destroy this tower pretty quickly. But when you're just alone out there, just shooting a tower, it doesn't really feel exciting at all. You don't
Yeah.
really feel pressured.
Yeah, it's like, okay, guys, I'll be right back. I gotta go get this tower again.
And then it gets recaptured, like, oh crap.
Yeah. Damn it. Damn
Sometimes
kids.
it feels like a chore.
Yeah.
Damn
Um,
Yeah.
thruster sticks.
Ugh, yeah. So, the old maps are gonna get overhauled yet again. I assume to make them a bit more fair to the newer movement types.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The original map, the original Mars map, the one that takes place in practice, I feel has a lot of problems.
Oh,
Rails are gods on that map. There's no cover at all. There's nowhere
Yeah.
to hide for fast bots too. That was brought up by Drognin as well. He doesn't like that.
Um, Something that I thought was pretty funny earlier in the stream, they were talking about how they were on Tharsis Rift, the Tharsis Rift map, the one with the big chasm to the far left of the map. And they were sitting there talking about something, and they're like, "What map are we on again?" They didn't
Oh,
know
yeah.
like the names of their own maps.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
pretty
to be
sad.
fair, I don't really know many of them other than Gleese Lake
Yeah,
and
but they
Tharsis
made these
Rift.
things, you know.
Yeah,
Like the
that
hated
was kind of
maps.
humorous though.
Yeah.
So
Come
something
on,
that you'll
FreeJam,
like,
step it up.
yeah, something that you'll like, Curry. Industrial maps. So they have been talking
Oh,
about it, but no plans as of yet. But they do like the idea. So basically, what you were saying, the whole buildings thing.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'll be how would they really like what would be unique about it though? Would it be like more claustrophobic, like more close quarter, or is it just like more of an aesthetic thing is what I'm concerned with?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
like
hoping it does feel a bit more tight quarters.
yeah, like paths made out of pipes and stuff to make
More
it look like an industrial area, and then
yeah, more cover and stuff, you know. Because they're
yeah,
like abandoned I don't know, vehicles or something or crystals spilled all over.
yeah,
Something like that.
Yeah, it'd be kind of cool. And that's definitely something that, you could use the map to your advantage, like I was saying before. Like, blow up those spilled out crystals and it would do something to benefit your team. I don't know. Just something to think about. Just a random point here. The 5 sides, or rather the 5 connection points on the rounded inner, is not a bug, it's actually intended. So just clearing that up for some people.
I never really had a problem with that because I never really used them, so
Yeah, it's good for triforcing though. That's a definite.
oh yeah, but you know, I never really I just want to stick to the regular cubes is all.
Yeah. So here's something that's kind of interesting. So a while back, like quite a ways back, probably 4 months ago, I think. I don't know. Um, Mark was talking about on Twitter that he wants to add rocket launchers or rocket pods as a secondary weapon. However, it turns out that may have not been set in stone when he said that. So they said that a new weapon will most likely be something like that,
hmm.
was their
Hmm.
words. So I really do want a rocket pod as a secondary. Just
Yeah,
exactly how Mark said it. Like you'd have to get a medic or go back to your base to refill them.
Oh god.
And much in the
Unlimited
vein
like
of Tesla only
rocket
only
spamming.
bots, I definitely want to make a missile barrage bot. That would be really cool.
yeah, like
Yeah.
the Rolfocopters with all the Tesla blades add just a bunch of like missile pods.
Oh god. And have
That
them
would be
facing down
amazing.
too. So you just like dive
Yeah,
bomb or no carpet bomb someone and
yeah,
then
just
just go
hover
back to
That'd
above
be
base.
someone.
epic.
God, that'd be
Oh,
so
that would be
cool.
so
Like rolling
awesome.
thunder.
Oh god.
Could you imagine just a bomber doing that instead of plasma launchers? Just
Yeah.
carpet bombing and then returning to base?
God, that'd be
I can
insane.
see the forums I can see the forums flooding with people saying, OP, nerf
Yeah.
this.
I
Yeah.
just got carpet bombed because I didn't look up and I died. This is too overpowered.
Yeah.
That's your fault. You should have looked up.
Yeah. Because of that, I assume they'll probably implement something like a fire rate for them. So you can't launch all of them at once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But hopefully the fire rate will overclock. So by max overclock, you can carpet bomb.
Yeah.
Oh, a man can dream.
Yeah.
True, true.
Yes. Another
I find it
interesting.
funny.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I find it funny that all we want is just new toys to mess around with.
Yeah, but they have to work on the new meta and this
Yeah.
game mode rather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People are yeah, people tend not to be excited when they do bug fixes or for the most part they tend not to be excited when the bug fixes or balance issues are fixed. It's more I give this much care when you don't release new cubes, but when you release new cubes, oh boy, would you can bet that I'm gonna jump into Robocraft and play the heck out of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they've learnt their mistake one time. They did a bug only update, and they saw quite a big drop in their player base after the release because there was nothing new. So they're always planning to actually add something new in an update. Hence why we've gotten the rounded cubes and these arrow rods,
Yeah.
which is definitely something that's good. And they don't take that much out of the team to make. Like both of those have been made by only one person. So
Not a shame though. I don't mind the bug only fixes. I guess
yeah,
the
or
majority.
I guess, but bug only fixes are kind of disappointing.
I mean, just once in a while it's fine, but if they do it constantly, then I start to have a bit of a problem.
Yeah,
Yeah. Like, I'd be perfectly fine with the rudder bug fix only. I'd be freaking happy with that because I have a bomber sitting in one of my bays just crying because
Collecting
it can't
dust,
fly. Yeah.
yeah.
collecting stardust.
Yeah, I'm sad.
Mhm.
It was one of my
How,
favorite bombers too.
how long has that rudder bug been there? Like since the beginning of Robocraft or something?
They had
I don't know.
issues like way back when about it, but now it's like evolved. It's taken over aerofoils too. I get some
It
of my
has
aerofoils shut
mutated.
off. Yeah,
Oh god,
The
it's
bug has
spreading.
mutated.
it has a mutated strand of code,
Oh no.
but it's taken over aerofoils. Where if you lose an aerofoil and it gets healed, it doesn't affect the plane like it should.
Yeah.
Oh,
It acts like the aerofoil is still missing.
Huh. Well,
And
wow.
FreeJam keeps describing it as the stiff rudder bug when it's not just rudders, it's also aerofoils, and
yeah.
I'm worried that they aren't going to fix it correctly.
No, they know that because as far as I'm aware, the rudders and aerofoils share the exact same code. They just have different stats and hitboxes.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Oh. So if you solve one, then you should solve the other, theoretically. I'm no
Yeah.
computer engineer, so
Yeah.
or computer coder. Or,
Yeah. So something interesting was brought up. Somebody asked where Drobnin likes to spend most of his time for replying to comments and that sort of thing. And it eventually turned into him saying that he really likes Reddit structure and he thinks the forum's current structure is rubbish. So hopefully that
yeah.
means they're going to be changing things around. Because, yeah, it's a definite problem. Because I go on there and I always see the exact same thing. And it's like, this is OP, please nerf this. And then, like, actual well thought out threads with, like, things that, like, people have put together big, huge dioramas or big, huge videos or, like,
Just
massive
get
walls of
ignored.
text with, like, okay, this is the stat breakdown and this. They're like, pushed all the way to the bottom, like things that people view but don't necessarily comment on. That's a bit of a problem. So something like an upvote system like Reddit has would be a definite plus for the forums.
It would.
Yeah.
I can see all the downvotes though. It's
Yeah.
just gonna be like a Reddit carbon copy.
Ugh. No. The
Uh,
Robocraft Reddit is pretty good for the most part.
yeah, I wouldn't say that. Yeah, I take it back.
Yeah. There's a few people out there that, downvote things and get their friends to downvote things. You know who you are. Anyways. um So another thing that was cleared up, a lot of people on the forums are saying, well, basically in the update thread, when the arrow rods were introduced, they said they were going to have more armor than the cubes. People took that to meant that it's going to have more armor than 3 cubes. But no, it just has more armor than a single cube.
Yeah.
But that's done because they have their own features that they feel are strong enough on their own, like perks basically, that offer something different from a full cube build.
Yeah.
Such as they're a lot lighter than the actual cubes themselves, so they're really good for flyers or lightweight bots that want to get up to speed. And they're also excellent for triforcing as well. and really good for gun mounts too.
Yeah, and they also look awesome.
Oh, they look so cool. I haven't actually played around with them yet. I've been, I've been sitting, taking notes from the stream.
So, something I want to point out, the arrow rod L shape, it counts as 3p flops. Some people might be like, oh, well, I could have something like this with 3 blocks. No, you couldn't. It takes like 5 blocks to make something that's connected and it's curved like this.
Yeah.
So it covers more area for less p flops.
Yeah, exactly. The only thing though is it's going to have less armor, but again, it's going to be lighter and less directions for damage to spread out too.
Oh, is it because the Triforcing or the conductivity, the resistivity? I don't know,
Triforcing
like.
as well.
Oh, okay, Triforcing.
Yeah,
I
'cause it
thought
only
they
has
would-
2 connection points.
Yeah. And also, another thing that people don't really talk about is bots with a lot of rods are going to be healing a lot faster. So instead of healing 3 blocks separately, you're only healing 1 block. So, that's something to
that.
take into account.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It takes the same amount to heal one of these rods as it does to heal one of the blocks.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah.
Going
Maybe
back to
good design
maps,
could
this
have-
one's actually on the lava map. So kind of odd, but there is nothing concrete at the moment about lava damaging bots actually being on the lava maps. But they are talking about it. So when I pictured the lava map, I thought big huge pools of lava that if you fall into, you're dead. Or at least would take damage from very, very quickly. Without that, I think that it would just
Just a
be
gimmick?
a basic, boring map.
Yeah.
Like,
Like,
it's
like lava flows you could see in the background and you couldn't get to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like you have all these cool things. And it's like, if you were to like, for example, you have like all this cool and awesome thing, but you do nothing with it. It's like giving the Three Stooges a bunch of pies, and they're like, "What do we do with those pies?" You gotta make something out of it. It's not just for eye candy. You gotta do something with the lava,
Yeah.
or I don't know, maybe a plume of smoke. Do something with it. Otherwise, it's just another boring static map, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really hope they do actually add that. I have a feeling they will. Random thing, more flags are coming, don't worry.
Never have too much flags.
Yes. I believe I talked about this before, but the game physics need to be changed before ally towing is going to be implemented.
Oh, really? Ally
Yeah.
towing.
Oh,
But that's going to be a ways off. They have to sort of optimize the physics of the game.
that's
Yeah,
pretty bad right now.
especially with an escape pod flipping a full CPU tank.
Exactly.
Obelisk continue.
It's kind of funny because like later on they were saying that they're talking about when they were implementing Teslas, they're just praying that the physics wouldn't like flip out when they rammed in, and it was just by pure luck that it was implemented perfectly fine. They didn't have to optimize anything.
Wow. So I'm going to stop us here for just a second because they said nothing about this on the patch notes for today. In the Cube Depot under the cosmetics section, there is a Able Gamers charity hollow flag.
Oh.
The description of it is, by purchasing this item, a minimum of 80 cents will be donated to Able Gamers to help their ongoing efforts to bring video games to children with disabilities. They showed it on the webpage on the bot, but no one could really make out what it was, because if they zoomed in, it would get blurry and pixelated.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So if
Okay.
you guys want to help out the Able Gamers charity while also helping out the Robocraft devs, one good way to do it. It's 2,495 GC, which is not that expensive. You get 4,500 for $5.
Like a $2 donation right there, approximately.
Yeah.
50.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Well, if you're in the U.S., it's 250.
Yeah.
I don't know about.
Alright, sorry.
Yeah,
Didn't mean
no worries.
to stop us.
That's something people should know about.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like they should, I don't know, do more in-depth patch notes. Like, hey, we added a hollow flag to the thing. You know, we changed the bots on the RoboShop where they're not over tiered anymore.
I
Yeah.
think they advertised this pretty poorly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure they will in the future, because like the Rhino 8 bot, that deal was up for 2 days before they posted anything to their main page.
Yeah.
So maybe they're a bit slow for these kind of charity things. Who knows?
And
Now
also,
something.
sorry.
No, sorry.
There's also premium in the RoboShop now. T3 bots gives a week. T4 bots give a week as well. T5 gives 30 days, and everything above gives 30 days.
Oh, that's been brought back.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah,
Likey.
that's really cool.
Without
The mask set does not give any premium though, but it does give a garage and the mask for a super cheap cost compared to buying them separately.
Yeah, it's something I wish I knew about before spending the money. I think I bought the masks like 6 days before that came out, though. So, yeah, whatever.
Ouch.
And now something that I am absolutely ecstatic for: mech legs.
oh yeah.
No real news about it, other than the fact that Drognan and Rick are constantly hassling Mark all the time about adding this to the game. Um, might take a while to work or to get into the game because they still need to work on the core mechanics, but you know,
How
keep on
that like
hassling them because I want them really badly.
how, how would you imagine the mech legs? So would you imagine it like a bunch of little flimsy legs that like can make you run as fast as a cheetah, or like AT-AT walker legs, like those big and bulky tanky ones that is like really slow but is like really tanky at the same time, or
Um,
something in the middle?
I did a video on that actually, one of my concept videos. What I had envisioned was something tankier than a tank, but slower than a tank. It could still jump, but not very well. And the reason they're so tanky is just to make them viable to actually have a bipedal bot. Because I know a lot of people would want to make a bipedal mech
Yeah.
and have it still
So
viable.
yeah. So
Yeah.
all I have to say is tankier than a tank. Isn't a tank the definition of tanky though?
Well, no, I mean
We're
like
taking
tankier than tank treads.
Yeah. I just wanted to be a butt and say that because you said it.
Uh huh.
Hey, I have to get my revenge for you guys being silly to me about, that guy talking about, oh, hey, that's a nice bomber you have, and then all of you agreeing that it was Kiba's.
Yeah. All right.
Hmm.
So now there's no ETA currently for Megabots being implemented into the new game mode. However, they said that it won't be like the old implementation. It's going to be coming along with a lot of really cool stuff. That really cool stuff is in a quote, by the way.
I don't really know how to feel about that. Like, my like relationship with Megabots so far has been just pure hatred, to be honest. Like in tier 10, like how FreeJam just forced the Megabots into the tier 10 match and then like changed the map accordingly to the Megabot, like make it larger and bigger, more spacious, less covers and stuff. I just felt like they just forced it. They forced the Megabots down our throat without giving us an option to like, hey, maybe you want to match without the Megabots, or like following the Megabots around all the time.
Yeah.
I
And I
feel
never
they
really,
just need to be a bit more unique and have their own
yeah.
purpose. Like with,
Yeah.
like
Frankly,
still obviously make the mega legs, make the mega rails, but like give them their own unique parts. Like maybe a command center part where you could tell people like go here, and put like a
Yeah,
big sort of
definitely. Like
holographic arrow on their HUD or something.
like differentiate the Megabots um against the normal bots, not only in size but like in functions as well. And that's my other problem with, Megabots. If they're going to implement it into the new meta, I mean, like, I don't know. It's like, what's so when I tried building a Megabot once, and I never really had much enjoyment out of it, using it or building it, because I just figured it was like the same bot I'm building, like the normal bots, except just proportionally different is all. I never really felt like the Megabots were executed well at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do need a bit more parts before I'll probably actually start building them.
Yeah.
Megabots aren't really that mega in size either. It just, for me, I think they're still a bit too small, in my opinion.
I
Yeah,
do
I
kind of
have to
have to
agree
agree
with
with
that.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My T10 quadcopter, I could land on top of a megabot and like completely cover it.
yeah.
And that shouldn't happen. Not no, just shouldn't at all.
Um, let's see what else. So we've talked about levers already. Oh yeah, so here they've been sort of throwing this out every now and then around the office. So bot selection when you're in the countdown lobby in game, like when the 10 9 8 7 6 5 4 3 2 1 thing goes,
Yeah.
you could sort of look around, see what else people have, and you're like, oh, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't pilot this rail bot. I should probably go with a bomber, and then switch to a bomber. They've also talked about switching bots mid game as well, which personally I don't like that. I think once you have a bot, you should stick with it
Yeah.
Yeah.
because it's going to be like a lot of back and forth because people are going to be like, oh damn, they have so many rails. I should make a fast bot. And then people are like, oh, these fast bots are so annoying. I should get my tank out. And then they're like,
And then
oh,
there's
look
like
at
the
those tanks. I'll get my bomber out. And they're like, oh, look at
yeah.
that bomber. I'll get my rail out. And then it's like all the way full circle. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
There's like the issue of like people who don't even have multiple bots too. It's like, how are you going to deal with that?
Yeah. I don't know, build more bots.
Or
Yeah.
Yeah.
crappy bots. Ooh,
Yeah. Well, you're always going to get crappy bots no matter what.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
Like
sad.
my opinion is I can only really agree with the first part of it. You have like the 10, possibly more seconds because, people with 50 plus garages will take a bit to find a bot. But at the very start of the match, I feel like it's all right if you pick a bot. But once you get into
Yeah.
a game, you shouldn't be able to pick up another bot because people will be like, all right, so they have 3 rails, 1 medic, 2 SMGs, and a bomber. Just for example, I don't even know if that's the correct numbers. Uh, so they'll be like, all right, they have all these bots, we have all these bots, let's go into a battle. And then midway through the game, it's like you look over and they have 3 medics and 2 tanks and a bomber, and you're like, okay, how do we change our strategy for this now?
Yeah, that I feel that's going
Well,
to cause a lot of problems. And
Yeah.
like sure it might be interesting, going around on the fly, but it's just going to be so much back and forth that you now have to take into account like
What
what they
bots
have
everyone
and what
has.
they're constantly changing, so you have to think about how you're going to change rather than
Yeah.
thinking about the best way to kill a rail. You're going to think about like, okay, damn, okay, my next life I'll probably take out this bot. No, never mind. That bot's not going to work cuz they're changing constantly. So, I
Yeah.
don't know. I think that's
maybe
just a bit too much to handle.
maybe instead of like having players, I don't know, use their own bots at the beginning of the match. How about like what if you had to choose your own maps? Is wait, where am I going at? Nah, forget what I just said. Forget what I just said. I just lost it completely.
I
It's
hate when
late
that
at night,
happens.
guys,
Oh,
and my
yeah.
headset is starting to my headset is starting to clog my blood flow to my brain.
But if yeah, I'm having a brain fart too. Oh, if it's anything like how practice mode is, where the bots that keep loading in like freeze your game, I'm probably gonna be done on Robocraft for a bit because lag that badly in a real match will screw everyone over.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
forget competitive. Can't
Yeah,
have that at all.
yeah, I guess so.
like with them wanting to do like clan stuff and most likely having like clan battles, it's going to be impossible to get any kind of competitiveness. It's gonna be like, all right, someone just changed a bot, gotta wait 20 seconds for this lag to disappear, and now I'm dead. Okay.
Yeah, well, I'm sure they would only do that once more optimization is put into the game. But that being said, I still don't want that to be in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that kind of covers everything, correct?
Uh, you took the
I don't know.
notes.
No, no, I mean from that topic.
Oh. Oh.
Oh, more notes.
Yeah.
Okay, so Robo News will be returning at some point, which is pretty cool.
Oh,
That adds a bit more lore to the game. That's always nice.
Yeah.
Improvements to Garage are definitely planned. Things like damage propagation. So you would see you like click a block, and then you would see where the damage will spread out to, and
Nice.
what routes that'll take. That's fairly advanced, so probably it's gonna be way off, but still, that's something they're looking into.
Yeah.
Center of mass, block swapping, like turning your tier 6 into tier 7. Basic stats, like weight, that sort of thing. An undo button and no clip are all planned at some point.
So, didn't Mark say that no clip was something he didn't want to do?
Um, yeah, no clip they might have just been discussing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I could have sworn there was like a tweet or something where, like, probably in the last podcast that we had, where Mark was like, no, probably won't be doing anything for no clip. He didn't like how or no, he replied with, what's no clip?
Oh, yeah, that's right. I'm sure somebody's informed him what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So either once someone informed him what it was, or if he already knew, it could take different turns. But
Yeah.
if he figured out what it was, he could want it, and if he knew what it was and he was just being silly, he probably won't let it.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows? So pings are coming. That'll be really cool. Like medic. I need a medic. Give me a medic now. Those
Oh
kind of
god,
things.
I hope they fix the spam though, because I hate the spot spam right now.
Yeah. Like you
I
hold
once
Q
had
and it spot like a
I
machine
once
gun
had
for
like
spotting.
I once had like a spot war with someone because I kept railing them to death. So they just kept spotting me. I was just like, don't stoop to their level, Curry. Don't stoop to their level. And I just eventually broke and I
Ugh.
crossed the dark side.
Uh-oh.
I hmm, I feel like holding Q is kind of an exploit right now to spot because you can hold Q, look around, and it won't cool down like it should. Or that's at least what I've noticed. You can look around and spot, and then once you move off of them, it should say, "Oh, hey, you just tried to spot without looking at anyone. Time for a
I think that's
cooldown."
just an oversight in like the spotting mechanic. I don't think that was intentional.
Hmm.
It
But
doesn't
I can
sound
spot their
like.
entire team by holding Q and then moving around.
Well, thank you for telling me that. Now I.
Well, it's not always like 100%, but it's like you can spot large groups pretty easily just by holding Q.
Oh, huh. I did not know that. So
Well,
Drawden agrees that the tech tree is getting a bit crowded, but they don't have any plans for how to change it just yet.
yeah, I looked
Maybe,
at the tech tree when the rods were here, and I'm like, this tech tree is a lot larger than it was before.
Yeah,
maybe
a
just
whole lot
revert back to
larger.
like the old, the old tech tree or something. Uh, Were you guys like how long have you guys been playing Robocraft?
I've put
I've been here.
836 hours.
I've
Oh,
been
I mean, like when did
here
you start? Like,
back when it was only wheels, hovers, and wings.
oh, so
I
I'm guessing July or August,
I think so.
like last summer.
I started like August or September
Yeah, I
last
guess we
year.
started at the same time around then.
but I have like everything unlocked except the mega hovers.
I intentionally left like one or two blocks like locked because I just wanted to hear the sound again. You know, when you unlock the new tag, I was like, oh yeah, it's a nice feeling.
Yeah.
Well, whenever
I
they
I
release
did
an
that to
update,
the
you can get
rods.
that. You can get your
Yeah.
fix.
I did that to the rods. I was like unlocking some of them and I'm like, my sounds are off. Up those. And I'm like, click, click. Ah, beautiful. Click, click.
Sounds so good.
Ah.
Until you run out
Yeah.
of rods. Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
start a
Well,
new
Or
gotta
tech
account.
wait for the next
points.
update.
Just start a new
Yeah.
account, just for the tech trees.
Like you just go to play it on repeat for YouTube and then like keep playing like the sound over and over and over.
Yeah.
It's not
Or
the same.
Yeah, it's not the same.
or have that as a, cell phone notification.
uh,
Yeah. So
so
oh, go ahead.
I was about to say like you keep unlocking stuff until you run out of stuff or you run out of tech points. And I looked over, I'm like 6,506 T10 tech points. I'm not gonna run out anytime soon.
Yeah, I got plenty.
Yeah. You get so much now.
Yeah, it is a little ridiculous.
Unless they add something that requires like 1,000 T10 tech points.
Yeah.
Isn't that what they said they were gonna do, like the SCU or something, like the supercomputer robots? Like make them cost a lot in tech points?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well,
I
that's what they
Yeah.
haven't
said
heard it.
initially, so they haven't said anything about that recently.
I think that would be actually interesting. So instead of, RP or GC, they would be tech point heavy. See, like they'd be free once you unlock them, but you have to spend a lot of tech points. You have to be smart.
Yeah.
And I guess we'll get into
Uh-huh.
that later once they talk about SCUs. But in order to get there, I guess I'll go on to the next point, unless you guys have anything else to say.
Nope, not really.
Should be
All right.
good.
So, blueprints, they've talked about those in the past, but they're not sure where they are on that at the moment. So, just for anyone wondering about
Um,
blueprints, they're kind of on hold, I guess you could say. Or up in the
on the
air,
topic
rather.
of on the topic of blueprints, I don't know, like personally, almost feel like it's obligate. I feel almost, I won't say obligate. I feel like almost forced to buy more garages for my bots. You know, I can't imagine myself having three garages right now because it just doesn't seem enough to me. And I feel like, okay, maybe we could reach a compromise. Maybe the blueprints could, I don't know, you spend certain amount of RPs or TPs, use that blueprint and it'll create like a holographic image of a bot you saved in that blueprint and you have to put it back together. You have to take the time to put it back together, and maybe when you're done finishing with that bot, it would have a cooldown timer before you can use it or something like that. I don't know. So maybe you won't have to force people to buy more garages to spend money, but at the same time, give like a little incentive to buy the garages, so you won't
Yeah,
have to wait for. I don't know. It was a little concept I made up. I just felt like it didn't seem fair to almost make the players feel forced to buy the garages because it's really, really, really inconvenient. Like once you start to get really into the game.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, they're not a huge cost. It's only 750 GC. But I guess
Yeah,
they
but
do
like the
add up.
minimum,
My only
like
problem
the
with
minimum.
a blueprint system is it just takes away another source of income for FreeJam.
I mean, they could try to balance that out with like more cosmetics and stuff, like more cool cosmetics and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, or some other way. I'm
I
sure
feel
they'll
like that's
figure
a
something
better
out.
investment rather than garages, to be honest. Like it won't. I feel like the opportunity cost of like taking away the garages in exchange for cooler cosmetics, is a better exchange than just keeping the garage system as it is now and relying on that as a main source of income rather than cosmetics.
I guess so. The only thing that is kind of a plus to having more garages rather than just a bunch of blueprints is you get the daily double.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and that's
Oh yeah.
that's about it.
Maybe you have the blueprint. You can't have daily doubles. Maybe that could be another thing to
Yeah. Well, you would have
consider.
to rebuild the blueprint in a garage bay. So say you like build one blueprint in the garage bay, and you're like, oh, I'm done with this bot, so put it back to another blueprint. But you've already won with that garage slot. So when you build in another blueprint, then you're not going to have the double there.
It's really a complex issue. I
Yeah, which is why it's
you
taking so long, and they're not really talking about them.
you fix one thing, another problem arises.
Yeah, yeah. So something interesting that was come up. So like big future plans. So a resource slash commander style mode and a naval battle mode. Both the people on the stream agreed that they are awesome. Those being Drogonin and Haynes. Um, but again, those changes are pretty far off because they are big, drastic changes.
Oh, so a newer meta, I see.
Yes, that would
Scrap
be
it,
really
guys.
cool
We're
though.
going naval battles. Where is that?
Yeah. So the guy that sort of described it when he asked the question had the resource slash commander mode as like a almost like an RTS, but as a like you know how in an RTS there's like managing your resources. You go put a drill here and like you gain resources. So like your
But
team could buy things or whatever.
but you would be like managing like real players who could potentially not even listen to you. It could be like Battlefield 4's commander mode when you say, "Hey, take this objective," but your team's like, "No, I want to take this objective," and
Yeah, perhaps the Megabot could take that role though.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
he's actually in the game. So
Might be
people would
giving
have
too
an
much
incentive to
power.
follow their Megabot.
Yeah, but you might be giving too much power to just one or two people. I mean,
I guess.
yeah. I can't see commander mode like. Mm, no, I can't really see it happening that much. Maybe if the commander is like not like the deciding factor or like a major player, but rather like I don't know, like he helps your team here and there, and he's pretty useful now and then to have, but he's not gonna like decide whether your team will win or lose. I
Yeah.
think that's just too crazy if you give the commander too much power like that.
I don't know. Personally, from coming from quite a bit of experience playing World of Warcraft, raid leaders normally have quite a bit of power, and they can make it where it can make or break the group if we mess up. So who knows? I mean, it could work. People could like it. It just completely depends on how they make it come out.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But again, FreeJam isn't planning this. It was just a concept that somebody sent to them.
Yeah.
Who knows, they might do something like that, or at least something along those lines. But the topic of
I would
more...
like something like a platoon version of it where your platoon goes into it and you have like this world to your kind of to yourself, but there's like computer. I don't know.
Yeah. We'll see.
Mhm.
So yeah, the topic of new guns was brought up, and they were saying that new guns are not coming very soon, but they will be there. So basically what they're getting at is they're not far off, but they're not close either. Basically, they just gotta iron out the new game mode before they really do anything like that.
True.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want like I don't know, like say laser beams like with kittens and rainbows flying out of it or something like that. Then there's a huge balance issues, and then it was like, oh god, now we just fixed this map, we just remade it, now we gotta remake it again, or do
Yeah.
something like that.
Nyan
Yeah,
cat
exactly.
gun. That would be amazing.
Yeah. They were saying that weapons do take a lot more than, say, like, curved cubes, for example.
Yeah.
That's why we're getting these tiny, small things, and not like, oh, here's another weapon, or here's another movement type.
I'm
Yeah, because,
happy
like,
with
you
like
do have to balance them quite a bit.
I'm happy with like the weapons we have now. To be honest, I would like more, but as of right now, I think it can hold out
Yeah,
for
definitely.
right now.
They have a decent variety.
Yeah. Like I feel like Teslas are getting kind of lonely, being the only secondary weapon.
Yeah, hence why we need rockets.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, my question about the rockets is, are they lock on or are they just point, click, and fire?
Yeah, I'm not too sure about that. Because they're
I'm not
not
sure
going to
about.
have an arc, because that's what plasma is.
Yeah.
Maybe some light homing.
Yeah.
Oh
Maybe.
yeah.
Basically,
Like,
if it like it veers towards the target, if it misses, it's not going to try and swing around. It's just going to keep going.
yeah, like
Yeah.
the Star-made missiles.
Yeah.
Ah, those things were absurd. Like, I hope it's nothing crazy, like you lock onto someone and, like,
It
as they're
falls.
getting behind something, you point straight up and fire them and they, like, curve over a hill.
Oh god. Yeah.
I think that
Oh.
would be a bit too much.
Or they're just
But if
like
there was
constantly
something.
chasing around this one flyer the whole game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, the entire enemy team fires at one flyer, and the flyer's just fast enough where the missiles follow it. I wonder if you could use that to your advantage, though. Like, fly towards an enemy and turn away really quickly so the missiles go into the enemy.
Oh, that'd be cool. Or like you can do like barrel rolls and then the missiles like collide with each other and explode. That'd be pretty cool.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Until you get hit by another wave of missiles and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
damn it.
Yeah, like sandwiched in between two
God.
missile
Yeah.
volleys. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
If you guys can't tell, we're kind of hyped about missiles. We kind of hope that they are a thing.
Yeah, definitely. They have to be a secondary weapon. I cannot stress that enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which they were already marketed as by Mark originally. So, yeah, that's good. What else do we have here? So they're thinking about something that is gonna let people know what map they're going into, or rather, or some way of choosing the map you go into.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is really cool. So if you see like a wide open map, you're like, okay, I know not to bring my air unit this time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That I don't know. I feel like didn't they brain, thank you. Weren't they talking about using like the left monitor slash computer in the garage to do that?
Yeah.
The one that was talking about the Hellion impact crater?
Yeah.
Oh,
That
you
would
mean
be
that
kinda
useless
cool.
computer screen?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I do believe that is what that's there for. Whenever they get around to doing that, of course.
Yeah. Because right now it's just saying Planet Mars, Sector 2A, Hellion impact crater, objective, test robot. And it doesn't change. Ever.
Yeah.
It's so lonely. Like the other monitor keeps up with our scores and stuff. This monitor is just so lonely. Has nothing to do.
Come on, FreeJam. Give it some love.
I feel like if this was like an older TV, it would have this thing imprinted into it now. Like all of this imprinted into it now, so when you switched it, it would still have this image, but another image underneath it because it's been there for so long.
Oh, I haven't even thought about TVs like that in forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, a random little snippet here. Robo Racing. Rick, the art jammer, is absolutely in love with this kind of game mode. So, if we ever get a racing mode, you have Rick to thank.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Well, interesting,
Yeah,
amazing.
I can see thruster sticks dominating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
you
thruster
would have
sticks
to
everywhere.
build a certain bot type for it.
Maybe
Yeah,
Obviously,
like
you're not gonna
only
take,
one
like,
type of
a
bot.
tank into a racing mode.
Yeah.
just cause like a massive roadblock.
Oh god,
You
yeah.
shall not pass.
Name your bot Gandalf and just stand in the middle of the way.
Yes, perfect.
An art bot Gandalf. Then like,
You know
have,
what?
like, these
You know what?
robot
Do
banners.
tank tracks so we can do that, please. let us have tank track races so we can do that.
Oh god.
That'd be cool.
You shall not copyright.
Yeah. Yeah, racing mode would be really cool though.
Yeah.
Whenever they
maybe
get
add
around
like
to
a
it.
maybe add like
Yeah.
aerodynamic features or something, so you know.
Yeah, that would be a bit further into the game, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Speaking of, they definitely do plan on adding more game modes.
Yeah.
yeah.
Hopefully,
I
some
would like
more
more game
unique
modes.
ones like the racing mode.
I feel like
Yeah.
they're gonna have to change the battle screen though. It's already kind of cluttered as it is.
Yeah.
So maybe like the battle mode, or maybe it could be main battle mode, and you can click a button and switch it.
Yeah, at the
Like have
rate
a scroll down menu.
yeah, at the rate RoboCraft is going, it's gonna turn into Windows 8 or something.
Oh god, tabs and tabs and tabs everywhere. Oh
Jeez.
no.
That'd be horrible.
Yeah. So now the towers. They plan on changing the connection points to make it a bit more intuitive and easier to understand.
Like maybe, like I don't know, maybe like the crystals you're supposed to hit, like maybe glows faintly or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah,
That'd be
something like
pretty.
that maybe. Because there still are
Or
a lot of
say,
players that don't really understand that. And it's a bit
or
harder
just have
now
like
that
a
the towers were redesigned where the arms are on the inside hiding behind the crystals.
oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Like
just have
if
like a
you
giant. Oh, so you can go ahead. I was gonna make a joke or something.
if you pay attention and look, you can see the arms. They come down a little bit and then curve back into the tower. But
Yeah.
something I've seen is just so many people not caring and just firing at the tower wherever they can.
Yeah. Well, once you know what to look for, it's not hard. But
Unless you forget where the arms are, then you're just gonna be like, oh, gotta go drive underneath the tower, and then look where it is.
Yeah.
yeah.
It kind of sucks, huh?
But they do actually plan on adding a tutorial at some point, which is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So getting near the end here. So they are on the topic of SCUs. I know we brought this up a little while ago. Um, so what they're aiming for now is obviously the three general ones: the offense, the defense, and the medic. And they do plan on making a lot of SCUs, like tons of them. Some of them are going to be fairly general, while others are going to be very specific. That would only work with a very specific bot type. So I think that's really cool.
I think it is too. And, add some variations into the building and everything.
Yeah,
I mean the build right now. I frankly see like cruisers and I wouldn't say like totally dominate, but kind of favor like a tankier designs in my opinion. Like with lots of redundancies.
yeah. And
So
just
I
one
hope
kind of
that breaks.
example there, sort of joking about, I guess, is one SCU would have like an ability where it would pop out like a little tiny medic drone, and the medic drone would follow you around, constantly healing you.
God.
So
It
that'd
would
be
depend
Would
how
be.
long they'd have to tweak that.
yeah.
That'd be cool.
That was just an example. I mean, they're probably not going to add that anytime soon, but little tiny drone bots would be interesting for an SCU.
I
Maybe like
wonder
a
if it's.
drone commander kind of one. I don't know.
I
Yeah.
wonder if there could be like an oversaturation of like these sort parts, and like that, like the oversaturation of new parts and SCUs colliding with like balancing and balancing in general. I don't know. Maybe it could be too much for a free gem to handle, and it's just gonna be like a cluttered mess in the end if they add too much.
Yeah, I'm sure they're probably going to bring out like one SCU every now and then. It's not going to be like, here's 5 more SCUs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
I doubt
lores.
they'll do that.
Hopefully not.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Well, obviously, they do want to have the initial 3 out at the same time.
Hmm.
Yeah. I believe their names are Cray, Tyhani, and Jean, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, anyways.
I know. Oh, I was gonna say I know Gene is right, but I don't know about the second one, the latter one you mentioned.
Yeah, Jean's the medic, Cray is the offense, Tyhani is the defense. It's a very unusual name, so I might be mispronunciating it, but whatever. Or pronouncing and enunciate. I fused those words together. Kind of ironic, but anyways. So yeah, the very final point we have here is they are looking into how bots change as they overclock. Now, something they brought up were wheels. I don't use wheels that much, but apparently there's problems with wheels when they get to higher overclocks. They didn't really elaborate, but if any of you guys use wheels, let me know.
Oh, I totally wheel.
You are wheel, yes.
I am wheel.
Uh-huh.
I'm recently using
Do
wheels.
you
I
wheel?
haven't
I do
found an
wheel.
issue.
Well,
Okay.
my cruiser does a bit.
And they're also saying thrusters. So I use a lot of jumping bots, and it's very, very obvious that low game, like, bots are going to tilt backwards, and then late game they tip forwards when they jump. It's very annoying. But it's something you just get used to. Like, now I don't think much of it.
It would be really cool if some of the parts you get to choose, like, like the Walker Lake, they just force you to like, hey, we're gonna make you jump farther, and you're like, oh, that's cool, but wait, what if I just want to jump just a little bit, and then you just jump and you just hit the side of a cliff, and then you're upside down. It's like, oh, damn it.
Yeah,
I feel like maybe the point of overclocking is to make your bot stronger. So why not, have players choose, hey, I want to overclock to this certain point of level, but until then, I don't want to overclock anymore. I don't want this to be faster. I don't want this to be say a stronger, well, not stronger, maybe like the Walker legs. I don't want it to be more springy. I just want it to stay like this. I'm fine with this.
I guess so.
Something like
But
that.
yeah, you would have to maybe have the option to place the points that or points, quote unquote, that you've taken out of its jumping ability into something else. So maybe
Yeah.
movement speed or tankiness or something.
Or just simply fix like the walker issue, like, hey, maybe if you hold down the spacebar longer, you can jump farther. Or if you just click on the spacebar, then it'll just jump lightly. Something like that.
Yeah, I use
Uh,
walker legs all the time, and I personally don't have a single problem when it comes to their built-in jumping ability as it overclocks. It's just jumping with thrusters is a little odd.
Well,
At
I'm
times.
sorry your bot's so perfect. Sheesh.
No, it's just if you've never used walker legs before, they try and keep themselves balanced. If you just have the walker legs when you're jumping, it's when you add thrusters is when they kind of start tipping.
Hmm.
I
Yeah,
definitely feel you.
yeah,
But I had like a walker copter hybrid, and every time I use a thruster, it would just tilt just so slightly that I wouldn't notice. But when I'm supposed to like land on a cliff, it would just suddenly do a break dance. I'm like, what the heck? And I have to be upside down, and then I have to, alignment rectify myself, and then get shot because I don't know, my legs wasn't acting correctly.
yeah. Legs have always kind of had problems like that. Although
Legs
I
need
don't
some
think they're going to be
love.
fixed anytime soon.
That's a shame. I really think legs really need a huge overhaul in like terms of like stability.
I guess so. I don't know. I use legs all the time, and maybe I'm just
I
really
have
used to them, but I think they're okay as is.
I don't know. Every time I use legs, it's like, I like it's fun to use, but I don't like for me how unreliable it is. Or maybe it's just the way I build my bot. I don't know.
Yeah, they're really reliable for me. But I don't know. Everyone has their
Until you
favorite movement type.
until you start hitting like potholes, and it's like, oh damn it.
Yeah, potholes are a little annoying. I do agree with that. So yeah, that's every single point I could find in the video. Anything you guys want to add before we close up here?
Really tired, and I'm really struggling to keep my eyes open right now. I'm sorry,
Um,
it's just really late at night.
No worries. Yeah,
no
it is quite
worries.
late.
I just hope whatever comes in the future is executed nicely and does well.
Yeah, I have faith in FreeJam.
Hmm.
So yeah, anyways, I guess you guys can sign off.
Well, I've been the Awesome Soul, and I will see you guys next time. Take care.
Gee, thanks.
All right, I'm the Current Ninja, and I guess I'll see you guys later.
Alright, yeah, well, thanks for joining me on this second podcast. And yeah,
Well,
I've been the Awesome Soul. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for more podcasts in the future. And take care.